All right, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Madam Husna and also our fellow panels in judging our final project for the subject of entrepreneurial skills for this semester. And so today, my group and I are going to be presenting our final project, which is the prototype of Chroma Light Projector. So before we proceed further into the presentation, let me introduce you to my group members first. Firstly, we have me, myself, Haris Azlin, and then we have Nur Hamiza, and also we have Ikmal Fikri. So what are going to be discussed in this particular presentation is firstly, we are going to talk about the general overview of the prototype, and then we will be talking about the process of this particular prototype, also the prototype challenges and prototype commercialization, and then we will also be talking about prototype costing, and lastly, we will conclude our prototype to be sold in the near future. So first things first, I'll be starting off with overviewing of Chroma Light. So this is actually our Chroma Light draft or the actual product that are going to be presented later on. As you can see, this is the front view and this is the side view of our Chroma Light. Next, let us talk about the general overview of Chroma Light. Firstly, we have the naming. When it comes to naming this particular light projector, the word chroma itself it symbolizes the departure degree of color, where it can be weak chroma, where the intensity of the light is quite low, and high chroma, where the intensity of the light is quite high. And in this industry, this it is actually a very first product to have ever exist in the market, which is quite intriguing and can make a huge hit to the market. And as for the components, this particular light projector, it has four different modes of lighting, which I will discuss later on in the presentation. So as for the inspiration for creating this particular prototype, we were wondering on what type of products that had been trendy lately. And due to the MCO, we found out that a lot of people do renovations in their room and they had trendy lights inside of their rooms. So based on these trendy lights, we discovered that there had never been once light appliances that had sunset kind of vibe and also multiple choices of lighting. So that is actually one of the inspiration for us creating this prototype. And second, we also have the vast variety of lighting. Like I mentioned before, there are many types of lighting that we can use in order to have an exposure during taking photos. So there are sunsets, there are also night lights. So there are many types of lighting. And with this particular prototype, we have vast variety of lighting. As for the functions of this chroma light, it is quite useful for a huge part of the community as well as the households and also students. So previously I talked about the mode of lightings available in chroma light. So we have four different types, which are rainbow, starry night, red sunset, and also sunset. As for the rainbow effects is like the kind of rainbow that you can see from a lens flare when you open up your camera and you use this flash. That kind of rainbow effects is what is available in chroma light. Or other examples would be the CD. In a CD, the rainbow glittering on the particular CD is also the kind of effect that you are going to be getting from this rainbow mode of lighting. Next, we have the starry night. So the starry night lighting is actually quite good for anyone who is having a hard time sleeping, anyone who has insomnia, because it's actually being mentioned here that it has the nighttime efficiency because of the fact that this particular lighting, it projects starry night skies, like night sky with moon and glittering stars. So it's like calm, so it makes people easier to sleep. And next we have the red sunset mode, where the red sunset mode, it shows off a vibrant red sunset. it is quite different from the standard sunset because red sunset rarely does occur in Malaysia. Like you rarely can see just how reddish this particular sunset. So this kind of mode is actually good for students to study and also use it as our study lamp lah, senang cerita. And lastly, we have the mode of sunset. So the sunset one is actually one of the most famous kind of lighting. It is quite trendy nowadays because it is quite calm and pleasing. And it also doesn't not harm our eyes when it comes to being project that light directly onto our faces. And this particular sunset type of mode, it is quite suitable to be used for us during studying, and it is actually essential for students because it can be beneficial in a lot of ways. And then people might wonder why this particular product, why chroma light like needs to be used by everyone. So firstly, it provides a suitable amount of light exposure. When it comes to projecting light or light exposure, if you use chroma light, our particular prototype of this product, it is quite good because it has four different lighting, where four of these different mode of lighting, each one of them has different kind of intensity when it comes to projecting the light exposure. And as we mentioned before, the rainbow one is quite high intensity, whereas the starry night is quite low intensity because it mainly focuses on using it as a night lamp. Next, we have the second reason why chroma light needs to be purchased by anyone is because it is eco-friendly. So this particular product, the material, the component of it does not use what they call like materials that could harm Mother Nature, and it uses very eco-friendly components, which is quite good. And also when you use it, it uses an USB port. So USB port actually uses less electricity. It consumes less electricity than you are using a kepala plug tu. So definitely it is quite eco-friendly compared to other kind of lights. Next is because of the students' essentials. Like I mentioned before, a couple of lighting is quite good for students because it helps boost our mood in order to study. As I mentioned before, the mood of sunset red and also sunset is very, very beneficial for students as it can be used as a study lamp. Lastly, we have the influencers essentials. Now, when we talk about influencers, definitely influencers have to post for their pictures. Like they need to have an appropriate amount of lighting in order for them to take pictures. So with the existence of chroma light, they are definitely going to be having a proper lighting because there are four different types, so they can use each type for different occasions when it comes to them promoting or advertising any kind of product to be used for the public's eyes. And next, we will proceed with the processes of chroma light.
Hi, my name is Ikum Tuku. I am going to present about processes of the prototype. So, I'm going to answer several questions from this part. So, the process of prototype. The prototype was partly inspired by many sorts of lamps in various shapes and sizes that we could discover on the internet. So when it came to choosing the material, both aesthetic and functionality play a role. Following are the steps. So the first step is we start to sketch up some concepts. Uh, After that, we went to the computer to fine tune the shape. So we use Illustrator and Photoshop software throughout the project because it is easy and convenient. So next is we printed out the shape to get the sense or size and to make sure it can adapt in the same space in the room. So we use paper, cardboard box, and scissors to fine tune it. So the next step is uh, using glue to glue together. So we and when the prototype is complete, we contact and spoke to the manufacturer when the design was finalized. So we had to ensure that everything is together properly. So, but the sample was weaker and less durable, but it provides scale and sizes information. So, the last step is we had an advice from the manufacturer to sell it in different types of colors to attract more customers. So the next question that I need to answer is how to identify the trend to the trend in the market to ensure that the prototype will be a hit selling product. So this uh, is the method now. It is for testing the business idea. There are several methods. First is to build a prototype, which is we are currently doing. Next is to build a minimum viable product or MVP. So an MVP is the simplest form of a concept that you can actually sell as a product. It is created, for example, if you need to sell a lamp, the simplest form of a lamp is the base, the neck, and the bulb, the lighting. So when you make all of that, uh, the early development process, we can adjust and improve using the feedbacks that are given by the our target audience. So that is MVP. So the next method is run it by a group of critics. So take a survey of potential clients to check whether they have identified the same problem as you. It might be one of your friends, strangers, families. It is to gain a variety of viewpoints or perspective on the subject. So next is adjust and modify the prototype, which is simple. And last but not least, to create a test website with social media tie-ins. So using social media to give information and to track how many people are interested in your products is terrific method to gather information in how many people are interested in what you are selling. So the next question is how the product actually works, which is explained by my colleague just now. So the next part is challenges in making a prototype. So first is difficulties in creating this particular prototype. So it is to never to ignore the need for compliance. So if you live in Malaysia, you know that all electric appliances have to run by Sirin, which is to know how many kilowatt you were using and sort all sort of thing. So this is one of the most difficult aspects of developing this prototype. So next is putting too much in the design until it loses the functionality. Uh, other than that, waiting too long. So prototyping delays might cause a product to fail before it ever reaches the manufacturing stage. So prototyping should be a quick and fluid processes, which no significant period of time between testing and redevelopment. Next is forgetting to take important tests, uh, which I have explained before. Focus group or critics is very important to receive feedback. The usability tests, compliance assessment, and other testing methods are all vital in prototype process. So if you skip any of this during prototyping stage, you run the danger of having to go back to the drawing board, to the first step. So next is concentrating on the visuals. Uh, Visuals is also important, but it is not very important the same. It is not the same as functionality. You need the product to uh, perform better than the visual lah. So next is challenges during the selling of a product. So companies like Philips LED products, Ostrom lighting supplier, and plenty of other brands, local brands or international brands, have conquered the industry in the country's largest cities, attracting tens of thousands of local families to buy. So it is difficult for us to exist, let alone persuade customers to buy our high-end quality products as well as to drive customer to our items. So the next challenges is, as a small businesses, it is difficult to find a channel to distribute our products to attract more people besides the social media. Last but not least, it is hard to catch up on the new trends because lighting industry is not as popular as you think. Ways to overcome the challenges. To continue to explore while remain focused on our core competitiveness. So research and development, manufacturing, sales promotion, as well as service brand must be over the top to gain the best competitive advantage of enterprise that can lead to success. So next is we should push our brand and develop a multi-channel sales strategy. The lighting industry is now widely employed in the distribution channel with dealers, distributor loyalty, as well as product push rate determining product sales. And to attract more customers, we should distribute our product at home living wholesale, such as Viva Shopping Mall in Kuala Lumpur, nearby my town in Cheras. So next is the research and development team plays a huge part in this by gathering information about current trend as well as develop a new and improved product that are suitable to the target market. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Ms. Una and the panel. I'm Nur Hamiza and I'll be explaining on the commercialization part. So first and foremost, what is commercialization? Commercialization is the process of managing the important scope to introduce a new product or service to the market for financial gain. But before we commercialize this product, we need to fulfill the 5 W of what, who, why, when, where, and also 1 H, which is how. We already fulfilled the first W on what kind of prototype we're going to create, and that is a product prototype named as Chroma Light Projector that could project different type of lights. Next, to whom we're going to offer this product to, or in other words, who is our target audience? To do this, we use the market segmentation of demography and physiological segmentation. For the demographic segmentation, we divide it into 2 sections of primary and secondary. In the primary, we target teenagers at the age of 14 to 17 years old and young adults of 18 to 35 years old, while in secondary section, we targeting those who are middle-aged adults of 36 to 45 years old. Then the physiological segmentation, in which we target those who has interest in photography or making it as one of their hobby activities. And why we offer them this product is because we want to fulfill their demand of wanting a lamp projector that could project various color instead of one color, because if they want to if they want another color, they have to buy another lamp projector to project it. We're going to launch this on 28 June 2021, and the audience can get this product on e-commerce marketplace such as Lazada and Shopee, where we will be selling it at the price of RM45. Then to the H on how. The how is divided into 2 parts of how we're going to distribute this product and how we're going to commercialize it to get the audience to know about this product existence. For the distribution, since we use Lazada and Shopee, they have their own shipping couriers such as JNT, DHL, Lax, Postlaju, and GDS. We will be using those options to distribute the product to the customer. Now we finally come to the commercialization. We commercialize this product through an online advertising using the social media platform of Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, due to the fact that majority of people nowadays spend their days on internet, especially on social media. Lastly, we also engage in the influencer marketing, in which we will collaborate with online influencers, whether from Instagram or TikTok, to promote our product either through how-to videos, review, or general articles about our product. From there, we are able to spread the awareness of the existence of our product to the people. Next, to the product costing. This is where the list of materials you will be using to create the product, such as metal stand, polycarbonate plastic base, foam, circular gradient glass, mini LED bulb, standard USB plug, small push button switch with a total amount of RM 19.71 ringgit. And the price will be RM 45 for a product. And that will be all from me.
And so lastly, let me conclude our final project presentation for this video. So we can tell that our prototype is actually something that is very new to the market, and it is something that would definitely bring a change to the industry. This is because of the fact that it is new and it is quite trendy, as people currently and also recently love to try out new things that had never been done before. And this product is also super beneficial to many parties and would definitely be a major hit in the industry. Like been mentioned by my colleague before, all age community are available and also would benefit from this particular prototype and product. And this product will also be having a smooth selling process due to its unique features. This is because it is very new and it had never been done before, and it is quite unique because of its four different modes of lighting features. And lastly, this particular prototype had also enabled us to experience a vast variety of different and unique lightings, and also ease our life on a daily basis. Like we don't have to bother to buy different types of lights in order for us to get this type of lighting, that type of lighting. Just one particular product and you will be getting each types of lighting. And so that pretty much wraps up our presentation for this particular FIDO project. Thank you, everyone.